He didn't even sit down. He stood in my doorway, blocking the light, his shadow stretched across my desk like a verdict already signed. The security badge in his hand was mine. The cardboard box at my feet was too small for a decade of work. He smiled when he said it, clean, confident, practiced. You don't have what it takes to run a business. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't explain the numbers he'd never bothered to read. I just smiled, slow, sarcastic, the kind that makes men nervous after it's too late. He thought the silence meant defeat. It meant timing. We grew up sharing a room above the old coastal lodge before it became a brand, before it learned how to pronounce the word luxury. I taught him how to swim in rough water. He taught me how to lie to our parents with a straight face. When our father fell sick, I stayed. I learned suppliers, contracts, the quiet math behind linen costs and occupancy rates. My brother learned how to shake hands in mirrors. He used to call me when things went wrong, middle of the night, panic in his voice. I'd fix it by morning and let him take credit by noon. That was the arrangement, unspoken, efficient. The betrayal didn't arrive loudly, it crept. Board meetings moved without me. Emails CC'd everyone but my address. Decisions approved in my absence, always explained later with an apology and a smile. Then the title change, President. He wore it like a crown he'd been polishing for years. I found the truth in a ledger that didn't balance, a sliver of revenue rerouted, vendor invoices inflated, a shell consultancy billing strategy. His signature everywhere. My name nowhere. I didn't confront him. I copied files, screenshots, timestamps, patterns. Betrayal has a rhythm if you listen long enough. Pain lasted one night. Planning took 6 months. I registered a holding company under a neutral name, bought debt quietly, minority shares at first, then leverage. I let his greed work for me. Every corner he cut became a handle, every lie a lever. I recorded calls with vendors who trusted me. I archived emails he'd deleted but servers remember. I hired an auditor who liked puzzles and hated arrogance. I attended industry events as a ghost. Different suit, new haircut. Old contacts recognized the mind before the face. I let rumors circulate about restructuring, about compliance. I made sure they reached him distorted and late. The execution didn't need fireworks. It needed precision. First, the banks froze credit pending review. Then vendors demanded payment up front. Then the board asked questions he couldn't answer without confessing. I watched from a distance as his confidence leaked out through clenched jaws and rushed meetings. The confrontation happened in glass. The boardroom overlooked the ocean, the same water I'd taught him to survive. He stood at the head of the table, sweating through tailored confidence. I entered late, took a seat he didn't offer, placed a folder down, thick, final. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult him. I slid the evidence across polished wood and let silence do the work. The auditor spoke. The lawyer nodded. The numbers sang. His face emptied. He looked at me then. Really looked. The smile he'd rehearsed for years shattered in real time. "You set me up," he whispered. "No," I said. "You replaced me. I adapted. They voted. Unanimous." Titles evaporate fast when truth enters the room. He was escorted out by the same security he'd called for me. I stayed seated, watched the ocean, let the moment settle. The fallout was surgical. Charges filed, assets restructured, the brand stabilized, employees exhaled, investors returned. The board offered me the presidency. I declined. Power is louder when you don't need the chair. I took ownership through my holding company, quiet, complete. I installed a president who knew operations, not applause. I redesigned governance so no one man could play king again, especially not family. I cleared my old office myself months later, same desk, same view, different gravity. I found the plant he'd kept alive out of spite.
I watered it once, left it there. I don't feel regret. I feel alignment. Betrayal taught me the value of patience. Revenge taught me restraint. Justice taught me that silence, properly timed, can end empires. He said I didn't have what it takes to run a business. He was right. I had what it takes to own one.